Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again. We appreciate y'all following. We appreciate y'all watching. As always, I am your man K Marvel.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy QS.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy, The Big Stretch.
Back again.
And as always, we are your four pillars of commentary. Oh man. So yeah, it's gonna today is not a happy episode. We're gonna we have two main topics that we're gonna talk about today. Yeah.
I'm about to say, I know you hot.
I wasn't though. I actually wasn't. I'm actually not hot at all.
You know that the temperature's rising. That it's
man.
Can't help forever.
Not an R. Kelly reference, y'all.
Capsizing.
It's like temperature's rising.
Sexual healing. No, you make it a sexual healing reference.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, folks. We got two major topics today that we want to talk about. Oh, look who's on. What's good, Rod?
The GOAT himself.
What's going on, brother? Shout out to Behind the Barricade. They're doing they just did like a big draft, like a wrestling, like a draft.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. It's pretty dope. It was pretty dope. But yeah, so like I said, today we got two major topics we're going to talk about. Of course, one half of it is AEW Double or Nothing is this weekend. So, of course, we're going to talk about the matches and give us a quick rundown and predictions on who we think are going to win. Tiff says, "Hi, friends," like she does to her little ones. So, so yeah. But we're gonna start it talking about what happened in Texas. So, QS,
floor is yours, wrestling, y'all.
Yeah. I mean, I know usually we always start out, asking, like how's everybody doing and everything. I could probably the description speaks for itself. I know everybody's just over it. This past Tuesday it was a gruesome shooting and was a Uvalde, Texas, at a middle school, at an elementary school, where unfortunately, 19 children, and I believe it was 3 teachers, 19 students and 3 teachers were killed by an 18-year-old gunman. He had also shot his grandmother. I mean, at first, the reports came out, it was conflicting reports. One came out that he killed his grandmother. Another report came out that she was in critical condition. But one thing is for certain is that this 18-year-old definitely shot her in the head and proceeded to go to this school after, these kids were probably preparing. They were getting ready because this was actually their last week before they went on summer break. They had their award ceremony. And as soon as they went inside, I guess the same way went in and let off, and unfortunately had taken the lives of these 19 upstanding children, like their kids. That's all we really have. It's really like all you can really say is just those 19 kids. There's 19 kids that are now dead and gone. We have just came off of not just now dealing with a whole shooting in Buffalo in a supermarket that took the lives of those African Americans that were shopping. So now we didn't even finish getting to put those poor souls in the ground yet. They didn't even finish getting buried, and now there are parents that are sitting here, you know, stuck and mourning the loss of their children, their babies. Now they have to find some type of way to figure out a way to cope, to move forward and bury their own children. And you you really would think that after Sandy Hook, that this country probably would have just like woke up and been like, okay, yeah, we have to like get it. We got to get some type of hand and some type of semblance or some type of like. I guess they want to. They love. This is the words being used a lot this week is control. They want to get control, but it just even after Sandy Hook happened, it just kept happening. It keeps happening, and as a community, we always sit here and we say, like, when something happens to the kids, that's when everything just stops. We're supposed to stop everything. Everybody's supposed to put a pause on it, and we all need to come together and like figure this shit out. And once again, the only thing that's being talked about is this potential debate on gun control, and it's only the only ones that are I've heard more coming from celebrities, fellow wrestlers, fellow athletes, fellow sports coaches, help some of us that are doing podcasts. I've heard only us coming out on social media basically speaking about this because this is the only way we can really sort this out and speak our feelings. But you haven't heard not a single peep from any of these politicians that are in power that's supposed to like basically have prevented this from happening, period. This is literally like we are really in it. We're being held hostage. We're like in a chokehold from this because we're still dealing. Even now, this is like in history. This is like well over 199. This is like 199 on mass shootings in history in our country's history alone. We're the only country that still is dealing with mass shootings like this to this scale. We're the only country. We're the only ones in this country that's dealing with this many deaths of children when it comes to firearms. Our kids are either dying, they either die accidentally, they're either dying from school shootings, or they're either dying through guns through suicide rates. It's just like it's everything just comes together and it just goes to show you is like we really do have to get out of I wish this country just gets out of this mindset of just being a business. I wish this country gets out of the mindset of we need to care more about our money of guns, selling guns and buying guns, and instead of literally caring about the livelihood of our own people, of our women, of our children, hell, of our own fellow man. But then it's like on another hand, I look at it as you see like the news is talking about gun control. Like that's all because that's all we see all week. I'm seeing on TV is gun control, gun control, gun control, gun control, severe background checks, all the hoopla, all the nine. I just want to leave. I not even just want to leave it because this is still more to talk about. I just want people to really realize you can't not to take this. It's like I don't want to be negative and say we shouldn't be taking this country seriously because this is the same nation that basically is putting a policing on a woman's body, on what and forcing her to taking away her choice, and forcing her to bring a child into this world if she can or can't. But is literally deathly silent when it comes to these same high caliber weapons killing our same babies and our kids. I think I don't even know whether to say I'm disgusted. I don't know whether to say I'm literally drained. I'm not really I can't really say that I'm really over it because all of those feelings basically mean nothing in the grand scheme of things, because at the end of the day, what I'm feeling, what any of the four corners of commentary are feeling, what any of you as the listeners are feeling, it can't never measure up to to what those parents are dealing with. You can't, those parents, those ones are over there. They literally now have to sit here and just look at their baby's pictures and have to now think and wonder, what am I going to do? How do I move forward? I literally just saw my kid a couple of hours ago. Just saw my baby boy and my baby girl a couple of hours before, and now I have to sit here and plan a funeral to like let them go. This is what we feel is nothing compared to what they feel. It's nothing compared. And I think at this point, if this shooting, I feel like if this shooting alone does not make this nation wake the fuck up and stop choosing money and business over morality, we don't. I don't know when. I don't know how many. I don't want to sit here and say like more are gonna happen. I don't even want to put that in the air. This is a pain you don't want to wish on anybody. But I don't want to keep seeing this same thing on the news. I don't want to keep seeing this. I don't want to keep seeing this. I don't want to sit here and keep coming on a platform to talk about it. I don't want to do that. It's not. But at the same time, it's not right. These were babies. They didn't even get a chance. They didn't get a chance. They literally they didn't give a chance to even get to live, to like figure it out, to like enjoy life as a kid. Like before they even blinked, everything was just taken from them, just like that.
It's not fair. It's not fair to those children. They don't even get to grow. Those kids didn't even get to know themselves. It's a sad state of affairs where a child, I think of any age, when they can't feel safe in the school, not because of a factor that's happening inside of the school. This is an individual who came upon this school and decided to do this. It's a sad state of affairs when you as a parent can't feel safe putting your child in an institution such as a school, and something outside the school descends upon it and decides to do something like this. It's a sad state of affairs for any child to feel unsafe going to school because of something like this. It's a sad state of affairs for any child of any age to even have to contemplate that their life could come to an end while they're going to school. I'm tired, man. Like, this is, you read stuff like this on the news and you hear those same talking points. I just hope and pray to God that this doesn't become another politicized issue. That this is just something that's part of political discourse. These were young human lives that were lost, but we can't get that back. We need to look. Go ahead. I just want to say really quick. We really need to look at, ourselves as a country, and really, we got to figure something out, because this is much bigger than the political discourse of the day. We're talking young human lives that were lost, so senselessly. What are we doing that allows this to go on? I mean, I have my thoughts, and I know you gentlemen have your thoughts, but this is much bigger than what we just think. We really need to look at ourselves as a country and say, what the fuck is going on, man?
Like, it's you are living in like some type of twilight zone when, while all of this is happening, you're having our teachers basically like teaching our students, like having shooter drills.
Live, really.
That when we were growing up, all we had, we dealt with fire drills. We dealt with fire drills, and hell, we didn't even go through a drill when 9/11 happened, but we had fire drills. The fact that children are sitting here and they have to come home and tell you, like, oh yeah, telling their mom and dad, if you're, if you guys are parents, telling you as a mom and dad that they just have to learn a shooting drill in the classroom. That's breaking. That's a heartbreaking. That's gonna break anybody's heart. Like, kids don't need to learn that type of survival tactic. A shooting drill, that's a military tactic. Kids don't need to learn that. And then to even hear, like, you hear the stories of, like, what some of these educators, unfortunately, they have to go through, where they have to sit there and be like, oh, like, if there is a potential shooter out there, they have to, like, keep the doors locked. And if there's anybody that was out there, then they just have to stay out there. It's like, this is the basic training that the government, that the powers that be, this is what they basically were giving to all schools based after, like, the first incident with Sandy Hook. Like, look, y'all just learn to hide under a desk or barricade the wall, and if that doesn't work, just try to run for your lives. Y'all on your own. That's it. Like, that's it. Nothing. That's all they gave them. Nothing. They felt like that was good enough. Now it happens again. And once again, we're in the news and we're having the same conversation. Of course, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? And then it just looks like it's just another shaft swinging contest between the Democrats and Republicans, where the Democrats are trying to, like, make it seem like they're saving face of, whoa, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? And the Republicans, of course, deathly silent, because in their eyes, the Second Amendment, we need to have our right to bear arms. But even that needs to be revised. You want to have your right to bear arms. If you want to have a right to a firearm, at this point, as us as regular civilians or regular American citizens, you don't even need it. There's literally no reasoning and excuse for anybody
to own a military grade weapon.
To hold an AR-15. There's no fucking reason. A military grade weapon. Don't tell me, like, oh, you need it to hunt. You don't need an AR-15 to hunt deer. You don't need an AR-15 to go trophy hunting. If you need to do all of that with an AR-15, you clearly don't. You shouldn't have the gun, period.
Right.
Especially if you're hunting for food or you're hunting for trophies on the wall. What are you gonna do? Hang a deer on that same deer on the wall that has it's not even gonna look like a trophy because you probably wasted a whole clip from that military grade weapon. AR-15s, like, this kid, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Yes, it is a kid. This assailant, this kid that became when he turned 18, he literally bought the gun and then bought another one the next day.
Yep.
And then they want to say, the reasonings of, oh, he was bullied. Oh, he was bullied because of his clothes and because he was poor. Like, everybody's like, this is what happens when shit, like, when these tragedies happen. Then you start to, like, they want to try to humanize the assailants. They want to humanize or demonize them all in the same. It's because even to see the discourse of those saying, even asking, like, well, what is he? Was he an immigrant? That doesn't even matter. What does that have to do with the fact that 19 children were fucking murdered? What does that have to do with what is his status? What does any of that have to do with him being murdered? What does him being poor? What does him being poor have to do with him killing 19 people? What does
political agenda?
It's not even a political. Bro, it's not even a political agenda. It's literally they're just sitting here, like, bottom line. If there's one thing that this country is going to do, they're either going to find a way to not speak on this issue when it comes to them having a severe gun problem, or they're going to find any other way to be racist. This is literally what they do every time. And we fall into the propaganda and we go into the discourse of it, when this is not the point. It's not the point. The point is, we have a severe gun problem. We really need to we do need to have severe, like, background checks. We do need to have some type of upholding. But if we're going to do that, it needs to be done for everyone, completely everyone.
Not just standards of getting a gun in this country is so lax, it's ridiculous. Anybody
compared to any other country.
Anybody could get their hands on a firearm, and anybody that's listening to this saying, like, well, there's the black market, this, that, and the third, that has nothing to do with anything.
It just makes it worse.
That's like I've heard people, and I'm not saying any names or whatever have you. I'm just observing the discourse that I've seen on social media. I've seen people say, like, it's like, well, people are going to get their hands on guns anyway, so really shouldn't need to reform something. That's like saying, well, people are going to steal anyway, so why the hell do we have theft? Is, like, let's not outlaw theft. That's not the point. the fact that any regular person can go into an establishment and buy a gun and get their hands on a firearm is ridiculous. You know, we live in a culture here in America, especially. You know, guns is such a big business for America. You know, we're the largest exporter of guns anywhere. And, you know, guns is such big business in America. I don't see this issue, being fixed overnight, especially because of this stuff. I just want to say that, number one. But number two, the fact that, you know, everywhere else has stringent gun laws and gun control and stringent standards, you know, of being able to purchase a firearm. You know, you have to take, like in Japan, for example, you have to go through a lot of different protocols in order to purchase a firearm. You have to take classes. You have to have, you know, sufficient reasoning for wanting to purchase a firearm. You have to go through a psychological evaluation to get a firearm in Japan, believe it or not. The fact that you can walk into any chain store that happens to sell a gun, like a Walmart or anything like that, and actually purchase it is incredibly alarming. Anybody can get their hands on a gun in this country, you know, and regardless of whether it's, you know, illegally or legally, whatever have you, we have a serious gun problem in this country. The fact that someone can get a firearm, whether it be registered to them or not, and just casually decide to shoot up anywhere, you know, is incredibly alarming. And I don't agree with the notion that, you know, whether there should be like armed security in schools, because what's stopping like more guns to me is not the answer to this problem. Right. You know, what's stopping anybody who has a gun or a armed security inside of a school from getting hurt themselves from somebody or accidentally hurting somewhere else? And like, you know, it's absolutely ridiculous to me to think that, you know, hey, you know, what would be deterrent for somebody with a gun, somebody else with another gun. That makes no sense to me. Like whatsoever. To say that we have a problem with mass shootings and you want to remedy this with somebody else with a gun makes absolutely no sense to me. It's the most asinine point in the fucking world. Yep, like, what is the deterrent there? Like, you know, a good guy with a gun is supposed to stop somebody. I don't get that. Who determines who's the good guy with the gun?
But you know something, Stretch. You are absolutely right. Like it doesn't make any sense, but it goes back again to what I said. It's because this country's a business. And the one thing
anytime soon.
The one thing that this country has made money off of for generations, for decades, it has always been through arms dealing. We have made money just through selling guns. So of course,
selling guns and weapons.
So,
you know,
as you notice, like, you know, you've heard everybody on the news. I know they see it on social media saying like, "Yo, put a complete stop on this whole gun distribution. We need to get a hold of this. We need to do it the right way." They're definitely silent on that, but they're giving you their rebuttal as, you know, oh, we'll just put more armed security in there. You know, have armed military or armed security in there, or better yet, we're gonna arm the teachers we'll train the teachers how to use the gun and
really like no teacher should have the added pressure of having not only trying to rein in a class or whatever have you, because I've worked in school. Being a teacher is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. You shouldn't have to take a firearm class on top of that.
What are the chances that security guard, that is what armed security guard, doesn't go and turn that same gun on those kids? What is the chances of even a teacher getting frustrated to the beyond compare and just letting one off in the air?
Teacher getting frustrated. What are the odds of somebody like the armed guard not being fast enough to use his weapon, or weapon is used against an armed guard, or if that weapon falls into the wrong hands while on the premises?
But because they know if you stop the whole distribution aspect, they know the power is taken away. And that's because, again, you know, this is what this country is built on. They love to be built on fear. They love to be built on power, and it's money. And it really is sad that the three things that's literally as easy as ever to get in this country alone is guns, drugs, and prostitution. Scratch the last part out, but it's really just, but y'all know what I mean. It really is.
You don't want to blow your cover. We understand.
We're just he's just and that's
That's
you know
another
that's a good
thing.
thing.
Like,
That is a
that's
great
another
question. Rodney.
thing. Like,
Are they going to pay them?
are
Are they
you
going to
really
pay them
gonna,
more
like,
to carry?
teachers already get shit salaries. Pardon my language, of
Right.
course. I'm just very passionate and angry about the subject.
Pardon
Teachers
what
already
language?
get
We
terrible
all the
goddamn
time.
salaries.
Like,
Are we gonna actually start paying them more? Because
no,
if
because
you're telling them to carry it, you're actively acknowledging that they're putting their lives on the line.
And you're gonna have to give them a
You have to pay them
significant
more.
boost.
Like, and you wonder why teachers are leaving the profession like in mass. Like, they have to worry about this stuff plus teaching kids who at times can be assholes. I have no problem saying that. I've worked in schools and seen, like, how rough it can get for teachers.
Mhm.
right.
Like
Don't get it twisted. Like this is the same country that doesn't want your kids to learn, that feels like your kids doesn't want your kids to be influenced. They don't want your kids to be influenced by TV. They don't want your kids to be influenced by LGBTQ people. They don't want they put this narrative out there. They don't want your kids to be influenced by critical race theory. That's why they don't want you to learn about race and history. But they're deathly silent on when people are coming in using actual high grade military weapons to actually kill your kids. They don't have anything to say about that. You have Ted Cruz over here saying, like, trying to deflect every single time. And of course, and I know teachers are leaving left and right because it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. As much as they love the passion, as any teacher that wants to still do this is because you're passionate about it. I commend y'all, because for you to literally sit here and still go through what y'all go through, you got to deal with lack of pay. You got to deal with severe low pay. You got to deal with the mental stress of having to come in here and dealing with either troubled kids, whether they're troubled or not, whether if they're dealing with a trauma or not, and then you have to also deal with the shit that's going on the outside of a potential outside threat coming and harming you, and you having to be the teacher. You're like the leader of the classroom, so you have to try to do what you can to protect these babies from seeing another day. It's not the pay is not enough for that. I don't think they are. And even if they tried to arm teachers and give them pay that, it still wouldn't be enough. Hell, armed security guards only get paid about $31 or $32 an hour. It's not enough. It's not enough in this fucking country. At least it's not enough here. I don't know when these government officials are going to get it. And for even the governor of Texas to even come out and state and say, after all of this, well, it could have been worse.
Yeah, that was so disgusting.
It could have been worse. That was the
so
takeaway.
disgusting. So disgusting.
Like,
so disgusting.
And this is what I say. These are the people that we vote in. These are the people that these are the individuals that we vote in. These are the politicians that we vote in to make our decisions, to try to make our states a better and our country a better fucking place. This is what we believe that we're doing. This is what we believe we're doing, and then they come and say shit like this. Sorry to curse, but it's just you. It is exactly why I keep saying that America is a joke. It is, and they're always going to keep showing in our faces that everything is a joke to them. It's all a joke to them. As long as they keep making money, it's not. They don't care.
Very easy for those same politicians to say, like, it could have been worse, when it's not their lives and their kids' lives that are on the line. It's very easy for them to say things like that because the situations don't happen to them.
And the thing is that it could be
right.
Like, it's not that it's outside.
One thing I've noticed a lot about politics, especially from what I've seen on the right wing side, like, they usually don't care about issues until it happens to them.
Yep.
Like, I remember Nancy Reagan being against stem cell research until Ronnie got Alzheimer's. There was a research in stem cells to try to reverse some of the effects of Alzheimer's to, grow back brain cells and stuff like that. Dick Cheney was never necessarily a big component on LGBTQ rights until his daughter came out as lesbian. Things of that nature. It's really a sad state of affairs in this country right now. This week has been, nothing more than a reminder of how sad things have gotten. I think as far as gun control is concerned, we really need to find a solution, because there's so many young lives out there that have been taken so senselessly and so needlessly because of this. It's really a sad state of affairs. I can't say that enough.
Right.
I'm just tired. Like we try to come out here and have a good time on the podcast and everything, talk wrestling. We dabble into a lot of different societal topics and issues and the discourse of the day. But I'm just tired. I can't really express no more than that.
Yeah. I know like you can't. It's like it's exactly why it says the title is like it's just we're all doing the best as we can. Just business as usual. We all, as much as we're all hurting, we're all mourning. The most we can do is like say we could deal with the cliches. The thoughts and prayers to those families. The kids. But it's just like I just want this to really just be a reminder. Like, this is the reality, unfortunately, that we have to live with. Like, to even for all my friends, everyone who happens to be parents, uncles, aunts, godfathers, godmothers, like, this new reality is that you guys have to really sit. We all have, not even you, we all have to just sit these kids down, and we have to really like talk to them on a potential way on how to survive when they have to go to school. Like, you're already worried if you're already sending your kid off by yourself, sending off to the school by themselves. But now you have to be even more worried that this is going to happen at any time. And the crazy thing is there's actually way more people that's getting caught with guns at school than They're just not letting you know it. They're literally not letting us know. So now if you're finding this all out, your mind is going to go into such a disarray, because it's like, what the fuck do you do? What do we do? What can we do? I really don't have much else. I don't have it. I don't got it. I don't personally have the answer on how to fix this shit, and I don't have the answer, but I know that what we're doing right now is not it. It's not working. Nothing is working. Nothing is working in this present tense. And all I know is that I wish you would have thought when Sandy Hook happened, they would have probably like bucked up a little and been like, okay, let's get it. But now we have another one. We have another shooting.
Should have happened at Columbine.
Like, not even Columbine. Like, you would have thought at Virginia Tech, like that would have been like it.
Yeah, that was the fact that we can even go back and Rolodex sets our brains and just rattle off these different sites. Oh, it should have happened in Columbine. It should have happened in Virginia Tech. Should have happened in Buffalo.
Buffalo,
it's should have happened in Sandy Hook. Like, the fact that all these sites have like an infamous connotation to them now with firearms is sad in itself. Like,
bro, like Columbine was really not that fucking long ago. Like, Columbine was not that long ago. Virginia Tech was not that long ago. The shooting at Vegas, San Bernardino, that was not that long ago. Like, this is really is really like, it's right there. And it's just like, yo, you can't go to church, you can't go to the supermarket, you can't go to the club, you can't go to the nightclub, because next month the anniversary for the shooting in Orlando, that nightclub, that's about to happen. That's about to
Pulse
come
nightclub.
Pulse nightclub, that's happening. Can't go to the club. You can't pray. You can't go to buy groceries. You can't go to school. Clearly,
you can't sleep.
You can't sleep. You can't fucking go to a fucking casino and just have fun at a fucking resort. You cannot do any of these things without a potential. You are literally, as soon as you step outside, you're not safe. As soon as you step outside, you're not safe. I think the only time where we really did not have any mass shootings happening was 2020, when we were all inside the house. Yep. And we had to and on top of that, we had to deal with a freaking global pandemic and our mental health, because we had to sit here and face ourselves. This is how fucking crazy the shit is getting. We really, this country, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. But we really need to get out of this concept of money. Like, we got to get out of this business mindset that money is the thing that runs us in this country more than anything. Like, what's this? They always want to say that it's the land of the free, land of the free, home of the brave. But at the same time, you don't even care about the morality of human decency. You don't even care about humanity. You guys just care about money. These officials just care about the money. They just care about money and power. And they're the only ones that think that they're really this powerful, and they're not. Every other country is looking at us like we're a joke. Like, yo, why are they not like putting a stop to this? Why are they not like implementing any laws on this? Look who we have in power. That's why shit ain't changing.
Right.
Everything being said, I don't really have much to add. These politicians are literally who these people vote into office. So when bad things happen or bad things hit your front door, what can you really say to this?
Right.
What can you really say to this? As fucked up as it is for me to say, you've had people who voted for these people in Texas and their kids were involved in the shooting. It's very fucking sad. You don't care about shit until it reaches your doorstep.
It could have been worse. Then
it could have been worse. And then Beto is at the front of the stage saying, you got to do something about this. But you tell them, get the fuck out of here. You're making it about politics. It's been political the whole fucking time.
Like,
so what more do you want me to say? Like, shit's happening in New York. Shit's happening in Texas. Shit's happening all over the fucking US. At this point, if you're not voting properly and you're just accepting these people into office, then you're just letting this shit just happen. You're giving them the red carpet to let this shit happen. Because you're telling me you're supporting this, you're supporting that, but the minute now something happens to your family, oh shit, it could happen to me. Yes, it can happen to you. It's not just black people. It's not just minorities. It's not just the anti-white people or the other side of the color spectrum. It's everybody. It's everybody. So if everybody's looking for an opinion from me about the situation, it's fucked up. It's always going to be fucked up. I'm sick and tired of talking about it. I'm sick and tired of giving it a focus because this country ain't changing. It's not changing. It starts from the individual. You say you want the government to change, they're not changing. They have shown their face for however much fucking decades at this point. They're not changing. The voting system is not changing, but they're forcing a change to it because apparently that's important. They're trying to change abortion laws because apparently a woman's choice is more dangerous than having guns in the hands of these fucking kids. So please tell me, what more do you want me to say as an individual? For the people out there who have kids, parents, step-parents, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, people who lose people daily to these shootings, my heart goes out to you. But there has to be some type of change. The protesting ain't working. The people trying to vote these people out of office ain't working. So if you're letting all these shooters and all of these terrorists, domestic terrorists at that, go free to do whatever the fuck you want, what's the next step? Clearly you want something to incite. Clearly you want something to happen. So what is the next step from here? The laws were meant to be there in place to protect the people. That is supposedly what they're there for. But at every flipping turn, whatever you want to call it, somebody's trying to change up something. So at that point, what's solid? What do we believe in?
Right.
America's never been for us. as much as people want to say that, oh, it's the land of the free, I came here from my country to seek freedom here. I got so much opportunity. That's great. But what is the show for it? I can't just walk out of my house and go on the train and think everything's okay because you got people pacing back and forth on a Q train over the Brooklyn Bridge, and we're just gonna randomly shoot people. Doesn't matter the color of the skin at this point. You're putting guns in the hands of unstable people. I bring up the shooter on the Q train because you know how many times this guy got charged for attempted murder and he was still on the streets? 12 fucking times. 12 times. Gun possession, attempted murder. And happens, I'm assuming this is the 13th time. He finally got somebody and killed him. When is enough enough? When is enough enough?
I don't really have much to say.
Take some time.
Feel your feels.
No, I mean I'm cool. I'm just you know, I mean, what can I say that hasn't been said? The only honestly, I wasn't gonna say anything, to be completely honest with you.
Let's
I
speak
really
about it
wasn't.
from a father's standpoint. You are the father.
But that was the point. The point was I wasn't gonna say anything because I'm over it. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm already tired because of my normal life. Like I'm done. I'm done. There's not much we can say. You know, I feel horrible for the parents and the spouses and the loved ones of everyone who died. Because I don't want people to forget that there was 3 teachers who died also. Don't like, yes, like these babies died, but they weren't the only ones. So it's hard all around, and to have a daughter, a young daughter, and a loved one who works in the school. I don't. I don't know what I would. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know how my mental would be if anything happens like that. The shitty part is, like, as a parent, you want your child to stay safe. And school is supposed to be one of those places. Because we work for the most part. You know what I mean? We gotta provide in a different type of way. This is, but yeah, see, not the only one. But it's not easy. Obviously, I mean, I'm not saying that to. Anyways, you want the best for your kids. You want the safety. You want to know that they're okay. And now, because it hit me today, like, harder. Literally not too long before we got on the air. So it's doubly hard when you have a loved one who also works in the school system. So it's like I don't like honestly, and not to say I don't care about what the politicians say, because sadly it does matter. But like I really I don't like all honesty, I don't give a fuck right now. I don't. I don't give a fuck about that. I want, everybody's trying to understand. Everyone wants to understand. It is not our place to fucking understand. It is not meant for us to understand. It is not meant for us to comprehend. It's not. We weren't in that kid. We don't live that kid's shoes. We can only talk about how we would be in his situation because of our experiences. I'm not sitting here saying it's okay, because I'm not. Like, it's obvious. But it's like it's just tiring, man. It's fucking tiring. There's enough tragedy going on. There's enough shit. People are killing people for nothing. That shit has never fucking gone away. It has been like that forever. This shit is nothing new. People need to stop acting like they got fucking blinders on. Or acting like this shit can't affect you.
Right.
It can affect anybody at any given time. It could affect us within 10 seconds, within 3 seconds. 3 seconds is a long time. If you've been in a real fight, you know that.
Cool.
So, yeah. The only thing we can wish is that our loved ones stay safe. And once again, I can speak for all four of us when I say that our hearts go out to the families of everyone who passed away. And I do mean everybody, whether the kids, the teachers, the shooter, the family of the shooter and the grandmother, like everybody, because this isn't easy for anyone. So as much as y'all might hate the deceased right now, once again, they probably had loved ones who are all fucked up right now too. So let's not forget that.
Yep. Shot his grandmother.
But it's not even. It's not. We already know. The thing is this right now.
A lot of details are still skewed.
Right, but we know the basic facts. We know the ground facts. And with that being said, once again, to everybody who lost somebody, our hearts are with you. So, does anybody else have any other points they want to make?
What else could we say? What else could we say?
Like, fuck these politicians. That's it. Fuck them. Fuck them. They don't care. They don't care. They never will care. That's all we gotta say.
Nope. They will not. Their focus is their bottom dollar. We know this.
Now, we're going to shift these gears now. I know it's tough. We are going to push through as best as we can. And there is a a pretty exciting thing happening this weekend. AEW is having their pay-per-view this Sunday, Double or Nothing, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, boy. Double or Nothing is this Sunday.
Yes.
The buy-in starts at 7:00.
Okay.
And let's get this energy up. Let's switch these gears. All right.
I mean,
So the buy-in is 7:00. There is a match already in the buy-in. And as we know, the 3-year anniversary just passed. So AEW has officially been around for 3 years now. And that's a conversation for later, for in a few months also. But let's get to this pay-per-view, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
So the buy-in. First match is Hook and Danhausen versus Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling. Yeah.
Do we really need to comment who we think we're going to win this?
I mean, Hookhausen.
it's a squash.
Do we really need to comment on who we think?
First.
Though I think we might see something from Smart Mark Sterling.
Yeah,
Listen,
good heel
man,
work.
he's a great talent. Honestly, okay? People don't, a lot of people don't know his indie work. Don't know obviously, but he's a but he's great.
Want me to say this? I would hope he doesn't come out there and wrestles like a wrestler.
No, he probably
Think
won't.
he's just stay the character.
Who did he wrestle? And he wasn't like wrestling. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Was that Moxley?
I can't even remember who. But
Might be Moxley.
I think it was Moxley.
I'm saying this from the standpoint of it's not a wise move for anybody watching. It's not a wise move to portray one of your managers as a better wrestler than some of your talent.
True.
So he should not come out wrestling like a wrestler. It's like, I don't care if you've seen Smart Mark Sterling and whatever indie promotion you're a fan of, that's a local show, and he was really good. If he shows up, anybody in that match, and they're talking about, oh, Smart Mark Sterling did a hell of a job, and he's the manager, why the hell should we care about anybody that he's managing that's not named Jay Carter? But, the manager should never look better than any of the wrestlers if they come in and wrestle. That would be like Bobby Heenan wrestling circles around Tully Blanchard.
Imagine.
It's not going to work.
Right.
Let Hook. Danhausen will probably take all the heat. He'll tag Hook and then he'll go crazy and win. He'll probably suplex Mark for a good time.
It's going to be a squash. It's
right.
It's going to be great. It won't be a squash. It'll be a little back and forth, but it'll be good. It'll be good. But we all are in unison. Hookhausen.
Oh yeah,
Hookhausen. All right,
yes.
Cool. And going, I'm assuming this is going to be the start of the main card where I am going. Death Triangle versus the House of Black.
Quick question before we get into this. No casino battle royale or ladder match?
I don't think so. Unless it's Friday, but I don't know. I don't think so. I haven't heard anything unless it's sorry.
You're losing me here, AEW.
It's all right. I mean, I have a lot of psychological problems with the House of Black as far as like the Black Mist. So Black Mist turned Julia Hart evil. How come it didn't do it to Pac?
She's
Pac is already evil
because he's already black in his heart, dude. Yeah. So
he's already evil.
So it reversed and turned him good.
No. He's still a heartless fuck.
Already
it's ineffective.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like the mist won't make him any darker than he already is.
Right.
It's like him doing it to the Undertaker. Like,
if anything, he probably tapped into a darker side of him.
That's cool. We're bringing Pokemon into this. That's
right. That's what I was gonna say. Like, it's poison versus poison.
I said it's not very effective.
So this has been a back and forth for a while. As we know, Rey Fenix just came back recently, at least to AEW. So they're finally getting this trios match off. I think this is definitely going to be a great back and forth. You have 6 of the most interesting talents in the company.
Athletic as fuck.
All of them. Every last one of them. But yeah, this is gonna be one for the ages. That's gonna be the good thing. That's gonna be the thing. But you're saying House of Black?
We are at Double or Nothing. You always bet on Black. House of Black wins.
The house never loses.
Yeah.
Okay.
First rule in Vegas.
And
the
then
house
plus
always
they've been technically on a losing streak out of these matches with the trios, I would say.
I would say this. I think the House of Black wins. I hope this is the last match that they have.
You think that's the end of the feud?
I hope. It's been dragging on for quite some time.
You
really
think
has.
they
Well,
you
I
think
mean,
they move
I
on
think-
to Blackpool Combat Club?
That'd be fun.
No, that's going to happen eventually. We know that's coming. But I think there are some single matches that I would like to see. Ray Phoenix versus all three of them. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
Brody King versus Penta would be a really good match.
That didn't happen?
I don't think so.
Huh.
No, it did not.
Penta versus Buddy.
Yeah.
Penta versus Buddy
any
matches.
3 versus any 3 would be phenomenal. So even if, unless the very last match, they like, let's say this does go on and then there's another trios.
We might just get the belts very soon. I mean, that's what it's looking like.
I mean, hey, look, I can only hope so. So let's get into
Who are we choosing to win, everybody?
I'm gonna go.
We go with the herd. We go with House of Black.
Oh, okay. We're calling the herd. Okay, let's go.
I'm going with Death Triangle.
That's fair.
So 3-1, House
Yeah.
of Black to the one Death Triangle. Copy.
Let's go to the next match,
Loving
is
this match.
John
Love this
Moxley, Santana, and Ortiz, Brian Danielson, and Eddie Kingston versus the Jericho Association Society, Anarchy in the Arena. This is being billed as pro wrestling versus sports entertainment.
Mm.
It's the same thing.
Look,
So
yeah,
basically it's gonna have a bit of comedy.
It's funny. I find it hilarious. I just find it hilarious that they say. I find it funny when they say they want to. They building it up. They're building it up as who the hell? Okay, that's your nickname, KJ.
That's old, super duper old.
Oh, that's your
That's
past
like-
life.
DJ KJ
Nah,
That's your
that
past
was
life.
on the ones and
that was
twos.
the music name.
Oh.
Oh.
That's when you was wilding in the studios.
That was the old stage name. Yeah.
Mm.
We'll have that episode one day. We'll have that.
No, we won't.
Yeah, we
No,
will.
we won't.
The dark
Hey,
past.
Marvel,
Never,
this is your life.
never,
Do you
ever.
recognize this voice?
Dark side of the four corners.
Nah, man, I'm good.
The
Revelation.
That episode will be a future
I got shot
installment.
somebody. Shit.
Yeah,
Council
the
of
revelation.
Dark
the
side of
revelation-
the four corners of commentary.
Anyway, so we
The
know this has
revelation
been
of
going
K.
on for a
Marvel.
while.
You see,
Brought to you by Vice.
We'll have people.
You know-
We'll have people in the
you know,
black screen just telling their truth.
the fucking, I hate you.
He was
His
spitting
lyrics
fire.
were so powerful.
He stepped out and he did a blow.
So we know Chris Jericho will throw a fireball in your face.
We're trying to move on.
Look at that. Yeah.
I'm good.
I have the power too.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Don't make me black.
Okay,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
Take shit away.
We need those copies. We need the copies.
Absolutely.
But
Honestly,
honestly,
My address, sir.
I find it funny when they.
he's gonna. Good, sorry.
No, my fault. Because I was just gonna say, I find it funny that that's the story. They're running with the story of this is pro wrestling versus sports entertainers, and it's just like, so the majority of you were all sports entertainers at one point in time. But I was like, you know what, it's cool.
They all are.
I do like. I like the. I mean, yes, in the grand scheme of things, they're all sports entertainers.
That's what kills me. Like, it's like, we're fans of pro wrestling. We don't like sports entertainment. As you watch the possessed guy with the bad eyes spit mist into people's face.
Yep.
Is that where's the line drawn? That's all I'm asking. Where's the
Right.
line drawn? Like,
What isn't sports
Madhouse
entertainment
Chris
at this
people,
point?
Where's the line drawn? That's all I'm
But
asking.
this has been it has been a decent story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
kudos
fun.
Kudos on Jericho knowing how to reinvent himself every single time.
Mhm.
They always used to say that, you know, Undertaker is like the Madonna of professional wrestling. You can, if
Jericho's
Undertaker
up
is
there.
if Undertaker is the Madonna, you have to basically say like Jericho could possibly be like the Prince,
Lady Gaga.
like the Prince, or even the Lady Prince,
I would,
or even the
I would
Lady,
go with Gaga.
or the Lady Gaga of professional wrestling, because
Or
he's
as
able to
Clayface
somehow
would say,
find a
"It's
way to
Lady
always.
Gaga."
He's always waiting. He's always finds a way to reinvent himself every
He got
time.
more AKs than Don King.
Like literally, he's already here. Somehow you thought that the Inner Circle would be like, all right, it's ran its course. What are they going to do next? He found a way to reinvent it and just be like, all right, now it's a Jericho Appreciation Society.
Yep. And he had a story for it, which is
And it worked.
real legit shit that happened between all of them. So,
Yeah.
hey.
I mean, of course, you know, granted, I think the only downside for me is because y'all already know I'm not really a fan of Eddie Kingston, never have been. So it's just like, that's just another match I have to see.
He
Eddie
still
Kingston.
has this time to
grow,
I guess.
It's another match I have to force myself to see Eddie Kingston in, but I'm also getting John Moxley and Bryan Danielson and Santana Ortiz.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't. So I have to just take the good. I take the good with the bad. Like
Yep.
I would have wished. If Eddie Kingston just wasn't part of this whole Jericho Appreciation Society angle, I would have rather see Wheeler Yuta implemented into this. But I
agree.
get it. It's okay. But I think it's going to be a fun match. It's going to be a fun match. It's going to be ridiculously stupid and entertaining. And I know that's the point of it. So I know it's going to be great. It's going to be a good showing. I think you're not going to hear that many complaints. It's not going to get complaints out of me from it. I'm okay with it.
It's a Falls Count Anywhere match in an arena, and it's in Vegas. At this point, it could be a UFC match, and for all we know, it's for how crazy the match could be. Also, for people who don't know why Wheeler Yuta is not in this match, is because Wheeler Yuta is in the Best of the Super Juniors tournament.
Yes, he is.
New Japan at the moment.
Yeah, he's in New Japan right now.
So
that's crazy. They have a ROH Pure champion, which is under the AEW brand. Fine, but they also got the X Division champion. That's dope as hell.
Yeah, so New Japan's doing a lot of cross promotion. Impact is doing amazing.
Everybody's
with their
doing
cross
it right
promotion. It's going to be great.
But I'm gonna say Kingston and company.
Yep, same here.
Yeah,
call me nuts, but I'm willing to be in the minority on this.
I wouldn't be shocked.
You think Jericho Appreciation Society gets a W?
Jericho Appreciation Society to do it.
Listen, he's a fucking wizard.
I honestly do.
That's not a good thing.
He's a wizard.
That's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing because
somebody
put the hood on.
I was about to say he's just this close from putting a hood on.
I'm gonna say
he's just this close.
I'm gonna say this.
He's not gonna be stupid though.
I don't want to make this too political, considering where his wife was speculated to be on January 6th.
Oh boy, you didn't have to do that. We could have just brought up Jay and Silent Bob reboot where he played an actual Klansman.
The fact that he's saying that he's like, I'm a wizard because I'm a wizard and he's blowing fireballs.
I would throw a fireball
at a black man
because
I'm a wizard.
Black man backstage.
There's literally a meme of him saying like he's a wizard blowing fireballs with the hood on. So it's just like, oh fuck, no.
Like,
stop saying
it. From the movie though.
Yourself a wizard.
He's a wizard.
Not the best nickname to pick, but
he's a wizard.
Crazy, to get back to the wrestling part, call me crazy. I can see the Jericho
and he's a sports entertainer.
Winning this match only off of the fact that they have played up conflict between Danielson and Kingston. I can see that getting involved in that.
Is that match happening again? Maybe.
Possibly.
You think we get our final? You think we get a trios feud? Because it seems like they're building these trios up real nicely.
Yeah. All right.
So
yeah, I mean, next match is
3-1.
Is people are saying which is a dream match inside AEW because we've had this match in ROH. And I believe
that match.
Maybe it's been in New Japan. I don't remember.
Yes,
but the Young Bucks versus
not that one.
I don't want to see this.
That wasn't the one I was thinking about. That wasn't the one I was thinking about.
It's it's Elite versus Delete. And I mean, I think they're gonna put on a good match. It's
delete the whole
legendary. It's a legendary tag team versus a tag team that people consider is the best.
On So here's this. I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's delete the match and all that. Like, this is a like match made in heaven. It's for me, it's just a match that was like 10 years too late.
Yep.
And it's not, and it's honestly, it's not, I will say this, it's 10 years too late, and it's not Jeff's fault. It's Matt.
I don't know about it being. Oh, I see what you're saying. Just like
I'm extremely good on seeing Matt Hardy wrestle ever again. I'm far removed from it. It's just
I agree with you. Number one. Number two, I don't think it's 10 years too late because it already happened.
Word.
Like I get it.
Happened within the past 10 years.
I have the utmost respect for the Hardys as professionals. They've put themselves through hell through physically entertain fans, especially Jeff, who has a fetish of jumping off of things that are very high. But with that said, I'm really good on seeing Matt Hardy wrestle. I'm to observe the way that he walks and his quality of life, to me, potentially being in danger if he takes a wrong bump. From what I see, I'm pretty good on seeing that. I don't want to see Matt Hardy get hurt in any way, shape, or form. I don't want to see Jeff Hardy get hurt in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. But it's like I'm really good on seeing the Hardy Boys wrestle. I think I'm just it's past. Like the fan in me does not want to see the Hardy Boys at this point.
Yeah,
the nostalgia trip, they've already had that twice. Like they did their little tour, on the Indies and stuff, where they had the match with the Young Bucks, and they came back to WrestleMania. It was very triumphant. Like I'm sick and tired of seeing the Hardy Boy reunions.
Side note: look at the difference in how they look
from all that time ago. Yeah,
till from then and now. And it's
and how they were physically in a great state at that time,
right? Not anymore.
I mean,
so now it's.
I'm gonna say like that. Let's not count Matt Hardy all the way out. He's with Jeff. He's in a tag team setting. He doesn't have to do as much. You know what I mean? True. So it might not be as bad as everybody's thinking.
But Jeff is not 100%, and we know that.
But dude, both teams have both been in the industry for an extremely long time.
Actually, I saw Matt Hardy crack his head on fucking concrete floor against Sammy Guevara, and they let him finish that match. So I have no faith in Matt Hardy whatsoever. A lot of people don't want to talk about that. I have no faith.
Unfortunately, Bucks carry this match.
All right, so who thinks they're going to take it?
The Bucks. I would hope the Bucks win this match.
See, I don't think the Bucks. I think they're going to give it to the Hardys. Expedition of Good. I think they're going to give it to the Hardys.
Okay.
So this is just a picture of one of the contestants because that's what's on this website.
This was the match I thought you were speaking.
I don't think they ever had a match in ROH.
Not entirely.
Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole.
Baby.
First off, let's call it what it is. This is going to be a dope.
This is the show stealer of the night.
This is going to be a sick ass match. Both of them are obviously going to put it on the line. Both of them are previous world heavyweight ROH world champions. I believe they both held the TV title. Did Adam ever hold that title?
I don't think he was. Was he there when they had the television champion?
Yeah, for sure. Because
maybe Roddy had it when he was.
Well, no, when he was world champ, it was after when he became world champ after Jay Lethal did. So
he did. He held it. He did.
What, the TV title?
Yeah, he held it. He did held it. He beat Roderick Strong for it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, see?
All right, so, you have the current TV champion versus a previous TV champion. I don't know if I know Adam has held their tag title. I don't know if Samoa Joe has. But either way, they're both former NXT champions.
We
yeah,
got we clearly we have the only 3-time NXT champion.
Yep.
yeah, but then again, think of it this way: we have the only 3-time ROH World Champion in Adam
See?
Cole.
Yeah,
So that's actually an interesting fact, also.
good. So it's like it's a good matchup. It's like
Yeah,
okay,
this is solid.
Historical matchup,
it's like
especially if it's the first time ever.
like Zach, you say 3-time ROH champion, 3-time NXT champion. Adam Cole, I believe Adam Cole is he not the longest reigning NXT champion?
Yes.
Did he not?
Yes.
So if
Yes,
I'm
I
not
think he
mistaken,
is. I'm pretty sure
Almost
he
2
still
years.
is. Yes, he is the
Longest
longest of
reign.
all time.
So
Almost
it's
2
like
years, yeah.
Former
like
NXT
okay.
Tag Champion.
Yep. Let's see
And
what happens.
Samoa Joe. Remember Samoa Joe won the him and Finn Balor won the Dusty Classic.
Yes, they did. So it's just
The
So
like
this
okay,
is there's a lot of there's a shitload of accolades. I mean,
this is a match with a lot of history, a lot of accolades, and you know they're gonna tear the house down. This is probably gonna be the one match on the card where it's like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be solid straight through and through,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Yep.
You can't expect no hiccups.
None at all.
here so Adam Cole's a CZW, or he was a CZW World Junior Heavyweight Champion.
Mm.
I'm trying to just look at some of the more major ones that people know. PWG World
CZW isn't
Champion,
major?
we know that. Huh?
I said, who says CZW isn't major?
Yeah, but
I'm
people
joking.
know it. People
I'm
know
joking. I'm
it.
joking.
Ring of Honor, 3-time ROH champion,
Mhm.
1-time television champion, winner of the World Championship tournament in 2013.
Jeez.
a
He
lot of
won the number one. He won the number one contender lottery tournament with Kyle O'Reilly. Excuse
That
me.
was the tag tournament.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
also
I remember they
winning
were tag
survival of the
champions.
fittest.
And WWE,
tournament.
NXT. You know, we know he held all the belts in NXT. He was a second
He's also a
triple
winner
threat.
of survival of the fittest tournament, which is like
Yes, he is.
ROH's version of the King of the Ring. Kind of
Also, he's also won the classic with Kyle O'Reilly.
Nice.
When what's it after Bobby got hurt?
Yeah,
You're right. He did.
Dusty Cup.
Yeah, excuse me. And real quick, Samoa Joe. I'm sorry. I just thought the similarities was really interesting.
Yep. Joe's got a lot.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I know.
You got a lot of
Between
accolades.
ROH and Impact alone.
All right, let's see. ROH, pure champion, world champion, current television champion, 7th Triple Down Crown champion, and he's in their Hall of Fame, which we know just happened this year.
Yep.
He's held the TNA Television Championship, the World Championship, the Tag Championship twice, the X Division Championship 5 times. He was King of the Mountain. He won the Super X Cup for TNA. Won a World Heavyweight contract for Fist the Fired. Hold on.
Great concept, by the way.
NXT NXT champion 3 times, United States champion twice, and won the classic. So, yeah, I mean, sorry, folks. The only reason I wanted to go through this is just so y'all kind of, excuse me, can see like how like evenly matched these two really are. And they've traveled a lot of the similar same roads. And I don't know if this is a first. No, this isn't a first time. They wrestled in NXT, right? Did they?
Possibly.
I don't remember.
I don't remember off the top of my head, but possibly.
But gentlemen, so who is going to win the Owen Hart Classic, right? That's what it is, the Owen Hart Classic. For the men's side, Samoa Joe or Adam Cole. I'm wearing the shirt, so you already know. But either way, I think I'm happy.
I'll go with
Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole happened in NXT, by the way.
I did. Okay.
Yes.
I'll give it to Joe. I like I said, personally, I would have rathered the person I really wanted to see actually end up winning this. Yeah, of course, is Kyle O'Reilly. Like I said,
I think Kyle matches the title well.
Yeah, fellow diabetic, it just me. Of course, I'm rooting for him, but it just, if it had to be anybody else, I guess root for Joe. But it's at the same time, you look at it like between Joe or Cole, both of them really didn't even need it.
Nope.
They don't really need this trophy. They don't need this title. They don't need it.
Should have gave it to Dax.
Apparently, I don't know if it's going to be a trophy. I think it might be a belt
That's what somebody was telling me.
because they're
By
showing
the way,
the
so what's up? Just
what's
so y'all
up?
know.
They're showing a graphic of an old Stampede Wrestling Championship.
Stampede Wrestling Championship.
So I don't know if it's going to be similar to how the greatest Royal Rumble was, and they gave Titan the big belt, the big green belt. Might be something similar. So I don't know if they're gonna have them defend it once a year, similar to like the Diamond Ring, which should have been defended at this damn pay-per-view. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Well,
But
listen. Now
we've got a big major story match, so we'll see what's going on with that.
Luckily, wait, did we all say our picks? No. Stretch.
Adam Cole.
Striker.
Heart is Joe. Mind is Cole. So I'm going with Cole.
All right.
Let's go right into it then. MJF versus Wardlow. This story has been brewing for quite some time.
Wonderful
Finally,
story.
we get it. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Listen,
I don't think
there's
it's
much
clean.
to say. Wardlow, I think they're gonna give it to him. I'm pretty sure MJF is gonna lose this match.
I think it's I guess it's like I said, it's gonna fall into the narrative again. There's gonna be another big feud that MJF is going to lose. But I think what people don't realize is like the storyline. It's so similar. What makes it enjoyable? Everybody remembers Evolution when Batista finally got the rub. Batista was getting that shine. And even though MJF is basically Triple H right now, Triple H is like trying to turn Batista to somebody to go to the other side to bring gold over here instead of coming over trying to take the belt from him. Thinking like he was manipulating Batista, and the whole time Batista just looked at him and was like, "Nah, I'm going after you." And the whole roof off, and the next thing you know, it happened. They had the match, and Batista basically. Well, he won by destroying Triple H.
Yep.
I think this is going to be the same exact. This is going to be the same thing that's going to happen to MJF. Like Wardlow finally gets his hands on him, and he's going to literally beat the living life out of this boy. He's going to hurt him. This is probably going to be the worst you've seen MJF get beat in a match. I don't, and like I said, there really isn't anybody else that's like saying, even if MJF even tries to even somehow win this dirty, I don't know how, I really don't see how, because who does MJF actually have in his corner really to try to stop Wardlow? Sean Spears?
The Diamond Ring.
The ring.
I'll explain my reasoning, but
I know, but I look at it as like, look, like we literally just saw Wardlow like getting whipped, getting lashed with a belt, and like he laughed it off. Like it's just you could say like this whole like feud, you could tell like Wardlow is just playing with MJF because he knows he's like, yo, I can't wait to get you at Double or Nothing because I'm going to kill you. And nothing is going to stop it. Nothing's going to stop me. Nobody's going to stop me from killing you. So I think it's going. I do believe that once he does beat MJF, Wardlow will be officially signed to the company. Officially, if you're going with kayfabe, he'll officially be signed to the company, and he could finally move on and do what he needs to do.
I have a theory.
Win that TNT title.
Good. I have a very big
bring
theory.
That title back to glory. Jesus.
Yeah, the Scorpio Sky Sammy Guevara shit is way too much at this point. I don't know whose faces, I don't know whose heels, I don't know what the fuck's going on. But good luck with that TNT title.
Jumping out the sky.
I have a
Sorry.
theory that MJF is going to kayfabe the shit out of this feud, and it is not going to be done after this match.
Yeah, probably not.
So, if we do get interference by the what they call it, the what diamond ring?
Dynamite
diamond ring. There we go. If we get interference by the Dynamite Diamond Ring, the next match they have will be for that Dynamite Diamond Ring. Straight up match.
I think
Wardlow is going to systematically take things from MJF.
I think that if we get interference for the Dynamite Diamond Ring, MJF wins. But I don't know if anybody else remembers this, but in the NWA with Dusty Rhodes, I think, was at one point under a mask known as the Midnight Rider. I could honestly see them doing that with Wardlow.
If he okay, so he's still in
because he doesn't have a contract, he can't work for AEW, right?
Right.
Doesn't mean that
you talking about
game of Wardlow under a mask isn't working.
Well, I was about
to talk about the Mr. America.
Yeah, something like that, exactly.
Well, I was about to say, if Wardlow wins the match and he gets out of contract, we're gonna kayfabe get a WWE contract situation where Wardlow cannot wrestle for an amount of period of time after getting out of his contract.
Sounds like it.
So that what you just said, Stretch, adds to that theory. So we'll see how they play this up.
All right, well, going on to the next match.
We all said Wardlow, by the way.
Yeah, the TBS title.
Why?
Anyways,
and people really tried to argue with me.
Because we
and people tried to argue with me.
As you can see my hand motions, you already know who's going to win. We are not even going to go into detail.
Like screw
Anna
this match,
Jay
man.
is going to take the title.
Don't do that.
And shine it.
Don't do that.
And polish it and give it right back.
She's gonna polish it in blood and be on her merry way back to the Dark Order.
No, I'm getting upset.
What if she does one? What if she does one?
She's not going to win.
You're gonna be so mad.
I'm getting upset because
why is that the hill you want to die on?
They're not giving Jade the proper opponents. They're not giving Jade the proper.
They're not.
They're not. It's like Anna Jay. I was just like, oh, y'all kidding me? Like, this is who y'all giving her for the title?
And the IWC is saying, oh, what are you talking about? Anna Jay's getting a rematch. I said, one, why are we getting a rematch? Two, you have way more talent on Dark and on Elevation. Get somebody here. You could have had her versus Willow. Give her new people. I don't need to see a rematch for this on one of your biggest pay-per-views. Are you stupid?
I forgot that match happened, right?
Her and Athena. Right? I need that match.
Athena might take the belt from her. Maybe that makes sense. But come on, Anna Jay again? Get out of here, man. I don't want to see this shit.
Anna Jay.
It's gonna be a 5-minute match. Just get the shit out of here. Let's get out of here.
I just want to see what Jade is gonna wear. That's all. I want to see what her.
We all do.
By the way, if you guys haven't checked out the Players Tribute, Jade Cargill has an article in the Players Tribute, actually, in which she describes kind of her early childhood and how she got into professional wrestling and what it took. So I encourage anybody out there who is a Jade Cargill fan to read that article. It's really good. She's written it herself, much like most of the articles in Player Tribute. But I think this one is a no-brainer. I think this is the most predictable match on the card. Jade Cargill is going to win this match. It's not even worth debating.
Jay's gonna win. No, she's not.
Yeah,
she's not.
Ticket to
kill the dream.
Finishes.
Kill the dream. Like we thought the Dark Order was gonna be an amazing faction. They were not.
Oh,
kill the dream.
We were young.
The dream is dead.
Remember when they had their inaugural tag team tournament? And I was like, the Dark Order might win this.
Yes.
It was Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. I was like, I like this gimmick a lot.
Pepperidge Farm doesn't even want to remember that at this point.
Integrity Farms doesn't even want to remember them. Like
that's a comedy act will make you forget.
Yeah.
But let's move on. What's the next match? We're all in consensus, right? Jade
trying to, yeah.
It is Jade Cargill.
All right, my bad. I was trying to get a better.
Oh, the match. That's the match. That is the match.
What? Ladies and gentlemen,
I can
after
see
that, the AEW tag team titles will be on the line in a triple threat tag team match. The tag team champions, Jurassic Express versus Swerve in their glory, and versus Team Taz. So this is also a match that could be a show stealer.
Yeah.
Slobber knocker.
You know, you really do have 6 of some of the most talented people in the company.
Almost broke.
You have 3 big men who aren't just big men. They really can move like cruiserweights, which is fucking scary.
Say the line.
And,
say the line.
Striker. I'm about to say Striker. What the fuck?
That's fine. What are you
Say the
talking about?
line.
I'm trying to keep my composure. Continue.
Stretch knows what I'm talking about. Say the line.
Big meaty man
composure.
slap meat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was trying not to
Yes,
say it.
sir.
You do got some big meaty men slap meat.
We've got dinosaurs. We've got big athletic black men. That sounds like something completely different. From
All
what
right,
we were at to make it
and
sound.
then you
rapper,
also have,
You have a metrosexual.
you have 3
What
of
the-
probably
what
the most.
hell?
Well, you have 2 of probably the most charismatic people they have in the company in Ricky Starks and Swerve. And then you got Jungle Boy, who is probably one of the most over people in the company and has been since its inception.
Yep.
Gentlemen, this match is going to be insane.
Insanity.
I feel like this is going to be very hard for each of us when it comes to who we think and then who we want.
Mhm.
So yeah,
For this one, sans 2 of us because
no swerves in this in this choice here.
look, my heart is that I want Swerve and Keith to win. I mean, I'm just a big fan of the 2 of them. All honesty, in my heart, I really don't give a fuck who wins. I don't know. I will not mind if Jurassic Express loses.
We all
but
don't.
I don't. But anybody wins, I'm good with. Who I think is going to win, obviously, I think Jurassic Express is going to end up keeping the titles.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I honestly do think Jurassic Express will keep the titles. I don't see what's wrong with having them keep the belts. There's nothing wrong with them. Like every time Jurassic Express has defended these titles, they have had a superb tag match. It's always so it just goes to show you is like, yo, these 2, like, yo, keep the belts on them. They always gonna give you a superb tag match. I mean, least likely to pick these belts is Swerve and Lee. Only because it's only because
too soon, right?
They're the most over team.
It's not even that it's too soon. Granted, they do have a cool theme and they have a cool name, you know, Swerve in their glory. It's just been underwhelming. So I'm just like,
Yeah, they haven't had much to really do.
Yeah, it's just like, maybe if I see them in a tag match with if I see them going against like FTR, like bring it out of them, then I'll be like, oh, okay, maybe all right, they're good. It's good.
This might be that match though. What you're asking for might be that match.
I don't know, bro.
I think slowly they're double teaming and chemistry as tag partners.
Their finisher's amazing.
The finisher is really good. I like the finish.
For how safe it is too, it's amazing.
It's a really good finish.
Absolutely amazing.
As far as this match is concerned, call me crazy, but I honestly want to go with Team Taz.
Interesting.
I want to go with Team Taz. Now, my head is telling me that the champions will retain.
Okay.
Now I'm going to, for the purposes of being different, I'm going to pick Team Taz.
Interesting. I can see them actually getting some different gold. I think that'll be an interesting spin on it. But my thing is, does Ricky lose that title eventually down the line?
No. Well, he ditches it maybe, but not loses it.
Okay.
He's gonna lose it.
Probably lose it to Hook.
Who the fuck knows? Like, all honesty. Oh, lose it to Hook?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Hook.
I can see that. And that'll be Ricky's exit of Team Taz.
Taz.
Next up, one of I feel like a lot of eyes are on this match because of the talent that these two ladies have. Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb for the AEW Women's Championship.
La Mera Mera was looking very nice on Wednesday. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be a hell of a match.
I hope so.
I think it's gonna end up being real hard hitting. It's gonna be a real I think a lot of submissions are gonna be involved in this match on both sides. But let's call it what it is. I just don't see Thunder Rosa losing. Just don't see it.
Definitely
not yet.
No, I see
it. You know who? You know what?
Great title though.
Jade's taking the belt from her.
No,
I'm saying it here first.
No, she's not taking that. Jade's not taking that title until they drop that TBS on her. So that's no time soon. Thunder Rosa, as great of a talent as she is, her as champ, it has been underwhelming.
Yep,
it has.
It just happened.
It just started though, but I understand.
That's the unfortunate thing. Is like it's just started because it's like we've been itching to see her get this fucking belt from the reign of Britt Baker, and we all knew how annoying that was to deal with. But even now, it's just like I think the reason why it is underwhelming is because promo work. It's just that not. This is why I say I don't take anything away from Thunder Rosa. She's a masterclass in the ring. Just work on the promo. Could work on the promos to tie you in as a champ. What you expect from a champion, and you get all of that, the full package, from Serena Deeb. And you've heard me say this on numerous episodes. Serena Deeb is literally is like perfect to be that face of that women's division. If we want to have this women's division to like take it into the next level, to take it in the next stratosphere, this is where you need to put that belt on. Put it on Serena Deeb. This is going to be Thunder Rosa's biggest competition right here to date. To me, to date, this is her biggest competition. And after that last promo that Serena Deeb did, where she gave that passionate promo about dealing with those old perverted white men, all that, it made you times where it's like, yeah, she's ready. She's ready for it. She can do it. That's so you already know my vote is on Serena Deeb. I'm just like I'm looking forward to this match. I feel that Serena Deeb is going to take the belt. I mean, if they keep it on Thunder Rosa, I guess we just gonna have to deal. We gotta have Thunder Rosa. Like we just gonna have Thunder Rosa as our champ for a little while longer. But I think if they really want to if this is what the company cares about, they want to care about pushing the division. They want to give the division like hella more matches. You need to put this belt on Serena, so that way she really shows you what an actual champion is supposed to do when it comes to defending this title. That's just how I see it.
Thunder Rosa wins next. Honestly, I'm not too excited for this match, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, it's definitely underwhelming for me.
It's been overshadowed. Like I think the problem, and this is one of the problems I do have with AEW. AEW doesn't really give you too much time to anything to breathe. Like they give you so much instant gratification, things get overshadowed. Women's championship and women's division, if you ask me, is one of those things. Like people are so hung up on who shows up and when they're going to show up and what's going on with such and such a contract. They don't really care about what's going on in the company sometimes. And this is a casualty of that, I think. But I think it'll be a fine match. Don't get me wrong. I have the utmost faith in Serena Deeb, who is, to me, one of the better heels like in AEW, period, in the entire company. But, I'm not particularly excited for this match, but I think Thunder Rosa is going to win in a pretty good match,
Yeah. And last but not least, the AEW World.
That's not the last match.
What am I missing?
You're missing the Owen Hart's women's.
Oh, the women's one.
Case in point. Case in point. What I just said.
Well, I'm about to say, like, why would you even want to talk about it? Like,
Statlander versus
Chris Statlander versus Britt Baker.
Versus Britt
Baker.
Oh,
Is it Ruby
Versus
Soho?
Britt
Wait, no, wait, stop. Hold on. We don't know yet. Right now, we know
right.
Britt Baker's in the finals, and
Right.
Ruby Soho and Chris Statlander face on Friday. They face tomorrow. So that's
So
what it is.
either
We
which
don't
way,
know
who
it
do you
is
guys
yet.
think will win? Even if it's Ruby or Chris, who do you
I
think?
think Britt is going to lose.
I think Ruby is going to take it all. She fits the Owen Hart.
Ruby should take it off.
She fits the Owen Hart molds to a T. I think she should win. I think there's a lot of bullshit going on with the Chris Statlander Red Velvet situation, so we may get some shenanigans on Friday. But I think if it's Ruby, Ruby takes it. Even if it's Chris, Chris takes it. Honestly, Chris is probably at her peak right now, or she's reaching her peak. Like now that she's doing this whole character change and being a lot more serious, I see it becoming a big thing. At least physically, I think we're going to see a better side of her. But Britt's not winning.
Yeah, Britt Baker's going to win.
Britt Baker.
You think so?
Britt's going to win the whole damn.
I got Britt Baker winning. I do. I got Britt
once
Baker.
Once I saw Britt Baker beat Toni Storm, I was like, yeah, she's winning everything. Like that's it.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Toni Storm was actually my original pick to win the entire tournament.
That was me too.
She has the best luck. She had the best luck in these type of tournaments. It's like, oh, it makes sense to give it. She had the better luck, but no, give it to Britt, I guess.
All right, well, there that one is, and last but not least, once again, AEW World Championship, the champion Hangman Adam Page versus the best in the world, CM Punk.
Let me ask y'all a question really quick.
All right.
How do y'all feel about Hangman Page being champion? How do y'all really feel?
He's overshadowed. To me, he's overshadowed. I was like, I get it. Like the champion doesn't have to be the focal point of every show, but he should at least feel important. And
his presence needs to be known, and he hasn't had it since he got the belt.
Right. Like he's put on great matches, don't get me wrong, but even as a champion, like when he wrestled the Japanese gentleman whose name escapes me, that was my first time
Takeshita.
Yes, that was my first time ever seeing that guy. And he felt more like a star
than
Adam Page did. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, I like Adam Page. I think he's a great wrestler, but to me, his reign is just lacking this factor of I have to see this.
Right.
It doesn't feel big. And while I think like this is right, and I think this is a big match, this is the biggest match to me that he's had since Danielson, since the classic he put on with him. Mm-hmm. But I don't feel, I don't feel like the quality that makes me say I have to see this to see what's going on. Right. I think this match will do him world of justice and will solidify the fact that he's one of the better wrestlers in the world. But once again, that's just a part of the equation. That's a piece of the pie. You can wrestle fine, sure, but that's not the only quality that I'm looking for as a fan personally, Right. And I know there's some idiot out there that say, well, aren't you a fan of pro wrestling? Well, yeah, but if that's what everybody can do, what makes him stand out? It's like, I like him. I think he's a great champion, but he's overshadowed once again. He's overshadowed by everything else that's going on. And this doesn't even feel like the main event to me.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Like,
he just happens to be the champion. Doesn't feel like the main event. I think he's going to win the match, but it doesn't feel like the main event.
I kind of agree because I think that goes with the pay-per-view in general. It really doesn't. A lot of these matches don't feel like big fight feels how they're supposed to.
Yeah, I agree.
I see what the storyline they're doing because it's an interesting take. How I think what Hangman Page is trying to show is that every time Punk has became champion, he's basically turned his back. He's turned against the company. You saw it when he became Ring of Honor champion, turned against the company. This thing
WWE contract on the Ring of Honor championship, actually.
Yeah. When Punk finally did became WWE champion, and that did start, the summer of Punk. That started, the legendary 434-day reign. he did, and you saw it. That's when he started to become the voice of the voiceless and turned against the company. All of entertainment purposes, and it's just it builds a story to make him seem like he's trying to be like the savior to save everybody else, and then he turns into like this whole time villain. So again, it's like the story how it shows is like if Punk wins this title, he's gonna probably do the same exact thing and turn against the company and make it seem like, and then he becomes this dastardly villain, and now it's like, ooh, the summer of Punk 2 begins. I feel like if they give this belt to Punk, they're only gonna do it for ratings. I get it. Because because I'm not even gonna say that Punk is a needle mover.
I wouldn't say only.
Can't really say that he's really only a needle mover as much anymore. Because last time when he returned back, that was probably the highest pop that we've ever seen in wrestling history to date.
Highest rating on Dynamite. I mean, on Rampage as well.
It was the highest rating. Yeah, and they never got that back that high ever again.
Classic B show formula.
Even as many times as Punk has been on TV, they've never got back up.
Nope, only got lower and lower.
So then it goes to say is like, if they do give the belt to Punk, you could see it as like they're gonna do it to just, all right, Punk has his belt. Maybe it's gonna push those numbers back up. Maybe it's going to be like, oh yeah, this is what we need. Yeah, we want Punk as champion. And then, but I personally feel like, nah, Punk don't need the belt. He doesn't need the belt. CM Punk is already a household name by himself. He doesn't need the AEW World Championship. I think you just need to keep it on Adam Page. But if anything, let this feud continue and let it push Page as, this is probably your best AEW World Champion to date. Like he's gonna. I already feel like Punk and Page are gonna put on a clinic. I think they're gonna. It may not be. It's not probably gonna be his best. It may not be the best 5-star match. May not be the best match like how he did it when he did it against Cole. But it's gonna be solid. It's gonna be.
I honestly think Page is a much better challenger at this point than champion.
Agreed.
Because the arc of him, it was like a 2-year storyline arc of him, like, losing confidence in himself and building it back up, and then he finally wins the championship, and it's like, okay, what's next? Let's see who else is coming in AEW.
Right.
He became an afterthought afterwards, and it's like,
that's a formula. That
right.
seems what happened.
He puts on these amazing matches, and then like, okay, we'll talk about this for like a week or so, and on to the next thing. Like, it doesn't linger. It doesn't make me like invested in seeing what happens next.
It's like, oh, okay, well, all right.
That's how I feel.
Maybe a hot take on my end, but I honestly feel that's been the run of their champions since inception of the company.
Except
Jericho, maybe.
And Jericho to an extent, but I think Omega did a hell of a job with his run as well, especially considering what, I'll say this: if they don't return him as a face, they're idiots. because
Kenny,
yes, everything.
Yeah, I think they're going to have Kenny and Paige. It's just going to be the roles are reversed. Kenny's going to be the face, and Paige is going to be the heel.
I hope so, because especially like when you consider his reign, and especially with like everything that he went through. Injury wise, and he showed up on a lot of different places, and he won this championship here and defended this championship there, and was on pay-per-view for this company here. His reign felt big. Like, it's like, oh, we got this guy showing up everywhere, and he's winning all the titles. He's the belt collector. His
he's had the best reign to date.
Huge. Like, it's like you gotta do more than just winning the championship to have a solid reign. Like, you gotta have a little bit more. And he hasn't. To me, Paige hasn't really done much since winning the title.
They haven't put him in a position to do it either. Like, I see Punk is going to be going everywhere with this belt.
No,
and that's how they should have been marketing Paige. Honestly,
I don't think. I don't even think Punk is going to be going everywhere with this belt. I don't even think that. I really doubt.
Well, I'm not talking about just wrestling companies. I'm talking about like media. Like, you're gonna see him doing media.
That's
You haven't
well,
seen Punk been doing media, not Punk.
Well,
You haven't seen Page do media.
and I think honestly, I think that's as far as it's gonna go. Yeah, I can agree with you on that. You're right. Like Punk you're gonna probably see Punk on like ESPN, or you're gonna probably see him on like I don't know, like shows that were akin similar to Talking Dead and all those shows.
Right.
You're gonna see Punk in like those conventions with the title belt, and it's unfortunate. Like it kind of sucks because you could have been giving that same perks and everything to Page, and you just. But that's on a creative and management issue. That's on that's on Coney. That's on Koki Khan. That's on his ass. That's on his ass. You know, he didn't do that for Page.
What you call
He
him?
didn't do that. Koki Khan. I mean, you know, this is fun banter, but you know, he didn't do that for Page, bro. Like you should have did that for him. Page should have been.
I think he's on
Page
that role.
I think the heel turn will do well for him.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, it looks like they are pushing him to be a heel.
That was his best. Honestly, that was his best promo to date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt that promo is an example of what I'm talking about. You talk people into seats.
Mm-hmm.
It felt real when he was talking to CM Punk. Like it felt like he had merit and he believed in what he was saying.
Yeah.
He's a good promo. He's a damn good promo. But
You want to know what's funny? I will give you exactly what that promo was. That promo was Punk versus Cena in an AEW ring.
Yeah.
And Page was Punk and Punk was Cena.
Yeah. The roles were reversed.
Yeah. I remember the promo that Punk cut against Cena where he was saying, like, you became the very thing that you hate. You're not the Boston Red Sox. You're the New York Yankees. Like, you know, you're the dynasty. You're the evil empire now. You're the embodiment of that. It was the roles reversed. You're absolutely right.
And then you're talking about business as usual. It's just business. You know, it's not personal. You're sounding like the same guy you fought against.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's the voice of the voiceless anymore.
You're absolutely right.
He hasn't. But the thing is, he hasn't been the voice of the voiceless for quite some time.
He hasn't.
He's
the best for business Punk now.
He's best for business. It's just like,
my thing is this. I just don't want it to be for Adam Page one of those situations where, because that promo hooked me into this match. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that made it at least feel a lot bigger than what it was. It just still doesn't feel huge, but it feels like, okay, like, you know, that's a good, we got something here to sink our teeth into at least, you know.
Took 5 weeks.
Took 5 weeks, you know, of them just, you know, dancing around each other for a bit, and posturing, but we finally got something, you know, to sink our teeth into and to discuss. But I just don't want it to be one of those situations for Hangman Adam Page where it's like, okay, after that, like, you know, he just fades off, you know, into obscurity kind of again. Like, you know, it's, we had a great match at the Double or Nothing and no momentum to follow up after. That's what I hope does not happen to him.
Yeah,
he doesn't deserve it. He's a damn good wrestler. He does not deserve that.
It's kind of scary thinking that, you know, the next pay-per-view is Forbidden Door and anything can happen at any given time at this point.
Yes, in any given
I'm very
excited. Any given moment of the pay-per-view again.
Very exciting.
I'm very scared for what can happen in this main event because we can get interferences, we can get a straight up match, we can get Punk winning and then going straight to Okada at fucking Forbidden Door, which is apparently what is rumored to be happening.
How your wheels are turning of who might show up at Forbidden Door. Does not do Adam Page any favors whatsoever. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You are more excited for who might show up rather than who's already there.
No, but I'm saying, if Punk wins, Punk versus Okada. I mean, not Punk. Sorry, if Page wins and it's Page versus Okada, I'm okay with it too.
Right? No, but I'm not saying that.
But again, that's what he's trying to.
You're looking forward to the next thing. You're not looking at the current.
You're looking forward to that. It's like I'm okay with either scenario, whether it be Punk, Page versus Okada. That's going to be a hell of a match. Don't get me wrong. But the fact that we're even continuing, like we're talking about this match now, and you're already speculating, like, I wonder who might show up next.
Yeah.
And it's like, is this not good?
Look, I'm conditioned
never
by
satisfied.
I'm conditioned by Khan.
It's the gratification
Yeah, that's
that
your.
they
But that's
give their audience. A perfect example of this is Johnny Elite Mundo Nitro Morrison or whatever whatever company he's working for this week.
Impact. Don't forget
You
Impact.
know, if Impact, right? If John Morrison worked for the Department of Education, he'd be Johnny Teacher. But you know, he showed
Johnny
up.
Educator.
Johnny Educator.
Johnny
Right?
Curriculum.
He showed up.
That's really good. That's really good.
Johnny
He
Curriculum.
showed up, and people were like, oh, "Damn it, that's the wrong Johnny." Like,
Yeah, like what?
They're not even satisfied with the little bit of instant gratification that they get. Like, it's just like, how spoiled can you fucking be?
And
Just
the man's
because
not even
Johnny-
signed. It was just a guest. It was just a guest spot.
Johnny Gargano did show up on Sammy's vlog this week.
I mean, he did.
That was pretty cool.
Look,
yeah, hinting at more things that we don't need hinted at that we already might be thinking.
Well,
But I think Adam Page
gets
wins.
in the nitty gritty.
I think
Who
Page
wins?
Adam Page wins.
So I say Page.
I'll be opposite of everybody. I think Punk. Unfortunately, and I'm not a Punk. I'm not a big Punk fan at this moment either. But I think logically, it's Punk. Let Hangman chase again. Whether we get that heel turn, we might get a favorable heel turn. We might get an actual outlaw instead of a regular good old pistol shooting cowboy. We might get an actual outlaw.
I think him losing the title might do him some good.
That's what I'm saying. It might end up happening.
It'll do some good, but again, all it's just gonna go is just like, okay,
go full heel.
Punk is champion, and now Punk is gonna do the one thing that we always know he does when he wins these belts. He's gonna go full heel. He's gonna act like he's this martyr, and he goes against the fucking company and all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same.
All of that.
Yeah, like, and we've seen it. We've seen it in 2 different promotions already. We're just like, oh my god! Like,
I think this is the promotion to change it.
Well, he's so good at it, though.
This is what he's good at it, but this is what
so good at it.
We don't want him to. We just don't want to see it in this company as well.
He probably won't do it.
Don't.
I think he does the opposite. I think he is for the authority in this situation.
He's for himself.
He's for himself.
I think Triple H got it right.
The kid is straight. The man is straight edge. What straight edge person? You know, it's for the company.
But this is why I'm saying, if you want to boost Punk,
hold on. The Planet Champion was not for the company. The Planet Champion.
He wasn't. He was for the planet.
He was for the people.
He was for the planet. He was for the people. He was for what we stand on.
He was for you vegans. He was for you vegans and hippies. He was for y'all. Like, he was for y'all. He was for y'all people. That's what he was for.
All right. Well, with that note, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a heavy episode on some aspects, and we actually edited it pretty well. Yeah. So, with that being said, who's the first one again? I'm tired. I can't think. Thought so.
like a class.
Oh wait, I haven't do it right. All right, gents, let's do what we do. Click. All right, there we go.
Oh man, you gotta remember the line. Say the line. Say the line.
Oops, I did it again.
Like, what? Like, what's the line?
You know what the line is? Message.
Message.
Glad I worked. Caught us all.
Oh shit.
As you all know, you already know where to follow me on Instagram and on Twitter, Forever Thiefin. Once again, thank you all for like liking or subscribing to our page and everything. It's actually pretty dope. I know we're still trying to get some things done, still trying to do some things, get some things in the works. We're still on that road to 200. Let's see.
3 away.
We're 3 away.
Oh, yeah,
Slowly but surely we're getting.
We're creeping.
So keep on sharing these videos. Keep sharing it. Share.
I might be able to get an instant 3, but
share. I'm about to say, share the lives, share the video, share this episode after it airs. Love on each other. Hug your loved ones tight. Tell them you love them. Tell them you appreciate them. Just give them the love and protection that they deserve. And everybody, stay safe. Stay safe.
Keep your head up.
Don't do drugs.
No, I won't tell you that. I won't tell
That'd be
you
a
that.
role model for the kids. We'll tell you that.
It is me, Striker Dragoon. Hello, everybody. Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch all the same. YouTube almost at what am I? Probably like 40 subscribers. I've been getting a lot of views because I'm streaming multiverses. If you don't know what multiverses is, it is WB's
Equivalent.
answer to
Smash.
Smash Brothers.
Yep.
And we have literally a multiverses. So we have the WB brands, we have Cartoon Network brands, we have Adult Swim, we have
Michigan J Frog.
I hope they add Michigan J Frog.
They need to.
Very good. Very good. Very
Hello,
good.
my baby. Hello, my darling.
But we have HBO live action stuff in there too. We've got Arya Stark, which is probably the best character in the game. We've got Iron Giant coming out soon. We have Neo.
Cool.
We have Mortal Kombat coming into the game as well. Memes galore. We have Ultra Instinct Shaggy.
Memes
We've got
galore.
nothing but memes.
I don't know why that sounds. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Memes galore.
I mean, yeah, I gotta promote the game. Maybe I'll get partnership or something, whatever. But I'll probably stream tonight. If not, I'll stream tomorrow because tomorrow's the last day of the closed alpha. So come watch the multiverses on my Twitch.
And last and sweetly not least,
Read it.
Nope. I am K Marvel.
To the line.
You can find me at Instagram or Twitter at Mr. Marvel87, on Twitch at Mr. Marvel _87. You can follow the Four Corners of Commentary. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch at the Council of Commentary, TikTok at Council of Commentary, and Twitter at CO Commentary. You can also follow us on all of your favorite streaming platforms: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Audible, and iHeartRadio, just to name a few. As always, I'm over here clicking the wrong buttons. As always, we appreciate y'all for liking, subscribing, and sharing. We are 3 away from 200. We are really excited. We're so happy y'all are here to join that ride. I'm not looking at that chat. Y'all need help. Wow. And as always, we are I read it. As always, we are your Four Corners of Commentary. And we out, y'all. Peace.